Album.
Here we go. Hello there. Welcome to another Flash and Blade reaction. This one's a bit different. It's a classic reaction, classic Doctor Who. As a result, I've been joined by a classic co-host, Doctor Sinister, who's on that. No, he's on that side. You see, normally on Discord it's the other way around, but we're using Zoom. Nice screwdriver action there. I was very impressed by that. Yes, right, so what we're going to do is we're going to watch Genesis of the Daleks and talk bollocks over it. Because, quite frankly, Sin and I, we've got a sort of shorthand which is just quotes from Genesis of the Daleks, which is deeply disturbing.
Yes, we communicate almost exclusively through quotes.
Oh, really? Right.
Your views are not important.
No. Oh, I've forgotten. I started a group, Carl and Bunker, in lockdown. Dear me, sorry. Right. So what we're watching this on BritBox in the UK. We have started the video, but we've taken it back to 00.00. So all we need to do is hit the play button and it will begin. I won't have any sound. I'm going to be watching it using closed captions because copyright, basically. Before we start, Genesis of the Daleks started off actually in one of the Gallifrey box sets, when I believe Coordinator Narvin sent somebody back to avert the Genesis of the Daleks, and then realised what he'd done. It was, yes, very nice moment, that. I just thought I'd mention
is
it.
that? I've not ever listened to any of the Gallifrey box sets.
Yeah, but the Time War stuff's really good. Really enjoying it.
There's loads of it though, isn't there?
Yeah. That is a bit off-putting, to be fair. But if you stick to just Time War stuff, you should be all right. Anyway, come on, we need to do this. We need to watch Genesis of the Daleks. I think this is the first time you and I have watched it together.
Right. So yes. So are you going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go?
Yes.
Or what? Right. So we need to coordinate this carefully.
Okay. I will allow for latency. Okay. So when I say go, you click. Split second afterwards, I'll click.
Okay.
All right. Because you've got to accept the latency of you hearing me. Split
Indeed.
second. It never works on the other reactions we do. So anyway, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Playing.
Yes. Oh, it's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Wow.
Best opening sequence ever. With the best version of the theme ever, with the spangles.
Since the year before. I'm sorry, I prefer the Poetry Series 11 to this.
But I do like, but the spangles though. The spangles.
I'm wearing the T-shirt. Don't worry.
I didn't have mine on today.
Genesis of the Daleks. Good old Edward Alex
By
and his
Neri
sister.
Nahon.
Neri Nahon. Yep. I stepped from the TARDIS.
And here we have banks of chilling fog swirling through the air.
We do. I think Dudley's going to bring in a bass clarinet very shortly.
Although, of course, there is no TARDIS in this story, in reality.
Which is strange, really, which sort of screws up the whole we need the time ring plot, which I think got completely cut from the record.
It's in it, but they don't. They just say it will bring you back to the TARDIS, which is fine. They kind of get away with it.
Okay. Oh, rapid gunfire. That's my first caption come up. Oh, Mary Whitehouse is spinning in her grave. You keep doing that, love. We'll keep watching. Perpetual energy.
Soldiers.
Perpetual energy. Right?
Lovely transition coming up here.
Oh, yes, very much so. Here we go.
Yeah.
I've worked out perpetual motion. All right. We keep watching things like Genesis of the Daleks. Mary Whitehouse keeps spinning in the grave. We can use that energy.
Okay. If we want a boost, we just put Deadly Assassin on.
Oh, very much so, yes. Useful for things like breaks during half-time. Welcome, Doctor. There we go. This is the guy Narvin sent.
So this is our resident CIA person.
Yeah, I think his name is Y-E-U-X, I think.
And do we know why he's got such a ridiculous collar?
Because of... what's the name of the film and what's the name of the director?
Don't know. Excalibur?
No. Ingmar Bergman? No, I could be wrong.
Oh,
His version of Death.
Seventh Seal.
Yes, thank you. There we go. That's what this is essentially based on.
Okay.
We've just missed a wonderful line flub. Whatever I've done for you, I've more than made up for.
Whatever I've done to you, I
It should
should
have
be.
been.
Yes,
Yeah.
I see. Yes.
Telon, which is a twin planet of Telos.
So, yes, this is literally where we can say the Time War truly began.
Yep. Yep. Though,
Although it makes you wonder if the Time Lords did anything before this.
Let's just think. Again, it's all relative time, isn't it?
They do send the Doctor after the Daleks to Spyridon.
Yeah, but that's later in the Daleks' own timeline.
Yes.
That's this is Skaro. We assumed your agreement. Sod off. Bloody Uber drivers. Oh, bit of music.
Oh, they've written TARDIS in the closed captions in lowercase. I don't like that.
I know. They'll be twitching. Sorry, I've got Dudley Simpson's music going through my head. I've listened to that album so many times.
Yes. Don't just disappear.
And then in the album, it cuts out all the stuff of him walking around and whatever before he meets them.
Yes.
And you get Doctor, Sarah. Poor old Harry. You see, the thing about Harry is he never got a decent time on the TARDIS. Yeah?
I like... Harry is fantastic, but what I will say here is Sarah's not exactly camouflaged for Skaro, is she?
She's not. No, to be fair.
I learned a lot of military terminology from this story: creeping barrage, war of attrition, that kind of thing.
And there goes Mary Whitehouse yet again. I can't play this in my on my telly anymore because the dog hates. The picture, the shells coming in or bombs falling.
Okay,
she utterly hates it and runs. Toby Haydock's podcast starts with a musical version of that, and she just panics and runs. She thinks it's a firework.
Do we know where the quarry was for this?
Yes.
Are you going to elaborate?
Nope.
Good.
Nope. There's paperwork that says where the quarry is. I have not read it.
Probably in Ealing somewhere.
Ooh. Do they have quarries like that in Ealing?
Probably.
Okay. Ooh.
So he's a Thal. And do you know why I know he's a Thal?
Blonde hair.
And the gun. We see that gun later on.
Well, that's a Dravin gun. From Galaxy 4. I've already said if I become Doctor's showrunner, the one prop I'm going to get built is the red tubed flashing thing that used to appear in all the Star Trek movies in the background.
Oh, yes. You can rent that.
You can rent it?
Yes, it's available from a prop rental company. That's why it appears in so many science fiction shows.
I just love that prop.
Yeah, with the tubes that spin in or sequence, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. What's going on here?
Aren't we about to find a minefield?
Yeah, I think so. It's just I thought the camera angle was a bit interesting, that's all.
Lots of corpses strewn around the place.
I was saying about Harry, he never had a decent time on the TARDIS. As far as we know, he went right from the unit lab onto Nerva, all the way through to the Zygons. No wonder he left. He didn't have anything nice happen. He didn't get to see the universe.
No. Are there any... Have they squeezed any big finishes in between any of those stories?
I don't think so, not yet. But who knows? They've got the cast now. There was a book, I think it was Christopher Bulis, A Device of Death, one of the last missing adventures, which has their time ring beam being knocked off course. It's set between this and Revenge of the Cybermen. Hey, I'm standing on a landmine. Well, you're screwed. Bye.
I think he's knackered his shoes.
Yeah, definitely. But there is something about this. This is not Pertwee's Who.
No.
There's something about it.
Pertwee would have got out of this in a much more elegant way.
But this is a more realistic way.
Yes.
It's rocking. Hey! It's boogie on down. I don't know what it is about this. It's just... You can tell the difference. It's weird. It's more serious, even though Pertwee stuff was serious.
It's
charming,
it's
but, you know.
it's grim.
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 So Skaro's up north. Okay. Lots
Indeed.
of planets have
Grimsby.
it. Skaro in Grimsby.
Mm-hmm.
I might go and investigate that. Oh, that's something else. Sorry, I got things to tell you afterwards. Very, very gently. That's a good brogue, isn't it?
Yeah, I see. I'm not convinced that wouldn't have set that off.
Well, it depends how long the mine's been there for and the condition of how it was built. Remember, this is the end of the war. It might be a bit wonky. Why am I making excuses?
True. Yeah, they could have used slave labour who could have sabotaged it.
Oh, hello, what's that? That's not a Dalek.
Mutos, sir. Thousands of them.
Nice with a little drop of milk and sugar in the morning. Oh. Ah, yeah, we did Ron Manager discuss his genesis of the Daleks. That was fun. Poor old Gavin.
It's a nice looking dome.
With angles. It's not a dome
Yes.
dome, it's an angly dome.
With the strength of 30-foot thick reinforced concrete.
Do you know something?
Go on.
I think we've just gone into studio.
Yes, I think you're right.
That suddenly
Can't quite
happened to
work
them.
out why.
No. If they had any decency, they'd turn round and sort of go, what the hell's happening?
So are these real people playing the corpses or just dummies, do you
Dummies.
reckon?
Dummies, I reckon. It's a very gruesome thought. To a certain extent, you can't... I mean, they wouldn't get away with this today.
No.
Which I think is all the poorer, if I'm
There
honest
would
with you.
there would have to be wisecracks galore throughout.
No, it's all the poorer for it, I feel. Sometimes you need that little bit of heaviness.
Yes.
I found a door. Bless.
Well, you have to remember, this was written by people who'd been through the war proper and had that experience to share. I'm not saying people these days haven't fought in wars, because they obviously have, but it's not as all-pervading, is it?
No. I mean, World War II, like you say, was all-pervading, but the stuff we have, we just quickly see in the news, it doesn't affect us anymore. Apart from
Not really, no. We sit at home and we watch it on the telly for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen when the revolution comes. It'll be televised.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a moment. Nope, sorry, that was Brain and Morbius. I do apologise.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Now I can recreate that machine gun rat-a-tat perfectly.
Wonderful. Go on then.
Not right now.
Okay.
Now,
Sarah. How do they miss Sarah? She's
wearing
yellow.
a bright yellow coat.
Well, like Daleks can't see red, perhaps Carleds can't see yellow?
Maybe.
That could be it.
You might be onto something there.
I think so.
Just looking at what has he got is that a Luger he's got there?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like as we'll see later on, the comparisons between the Carleds and Nazi Germany are not exactly subtle.
No, they're not. But it's better for it, I think.
Oh, I agree.
To show just how awful it is.
And
it's a little buggy.
You know my kind of views on Terry Nation, but this shows that when he's pushed, he could write.
Well, the question is, how much of it is him? How much is it Robert Himes? I mean, the format, certainly of episode 1, Doctor and Companions get split up, meet separate groups, whatever. You end with a shock reveal of a Dalek.
Yes.
That's very Terry Nation. So, I don't know.
I also wonder about this map. So basically, I can understand... Yeah, exactly, with a hill in between. I can understand that the Carleds and the Thals are down to their last city, but they're right next to each other.
The thing that gets me about it is you can imagine Doc Brown going, I apologise for the scale of this model.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he hasn't got a little tank.
No.
Geisen here. He's been in lots of things, including Hello, and he's really good in this. And
he does an exceptional little Hitler salute there.
He does. I wonder if that was intended. Subtle, wasn't it? Yes,
so
why not?
Later on, we meet Mogren, don't we?
We do, Councillor Mogren, yes.
But presumably he's just a fascist.
Who, Bogran?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
As nice as he seems.
Just didn't like the idea of what Davros was going to turn his race into, which makes him more of a fascist then. Purity of the race.
Yep.
Well, we're digging deep here.
Yeah.
That's not natural. Oh, I badly want to hear this. Oh, I love this so much.
I'm such a fanatic.
Are you coming on Sunday? Because we're discussing this.
I can if you like.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. We'll do it on Zoom. If we're going to do Genesis of the Daleks, you've got to be on. Build peace as a monument to their sacrifice. Will it be? Total extermination. Come on. Belt that out. Be very careful what you let the Doctor get his hands on.
Indeed.
Oops. Well caught, Harry. Oh, there's Chauncey. Actually, they do. Bang. There he goes. See, I knew he was going to go bang. The question is, what happened to the Dals?
Well,
Davros.
this is kind of dealt with, isn't it kind of dealt with in the Davros audios from Big Finish?
Yes, it is. Dals were another race on Skaro that basically got wiped out right at the start.
Yeah, the Kyles and the Fowls have been exterminating all the other races, and they're the only two left, essentially.
And Fowl history's got them mixed up and blurred it together,
happens.
Especially considering how much time had passed.
Yeah.
We spent money on that model. Let's get a look at it.
It's not a bad model.
No.
Just as I say, I'm a bit worried about the scale.
For demonstration purposes only. It's a bit like General Melchett going, so,
yes.
how much land have we taken back from Jerry this time?
Well, here it is, sir. What's the scale? 1-to-1.
Sarah Jane Smith picking up a gun.
Yeah. I have to say, Sarah Jane Smith, the ultimate and best Doctor Who companion of all time, without question, in my eyes.
There'll be a lot of people who agree with you. There'll be people who disagree with you.
Well, you can either agree with me or you can be wrong.
What happens to wrong people?
I don't know. There aren't any left. They went the way of the Dals.
Oh, are we going to see Garmin? We're not going to see Garmin in this episode, are we?
We do see Garmin at the end of the episode.
Oh, yes, he's with Davros.
Yes.
We named a race of clones, faulty clones.
The Garmen.
The Garmen, yeah.
Here we are.
The first thing you said when you saw them was Gar.
Spot the next two Nazi parallels in the uniforms here. I find it interesting that the guys actually fighting out in the wastelands have got bolt action rifles and bows and arrows. Whereas the guys from the bunker have fully automatic machine guns. They've got the best gear.
Yep. Oh, Peter, that's a
Peter Miles
look at you.
Born to play this role.
He was a supply teacher. Can you imagine walking into class the Monday morning after this?
However, I do have to question whether Davros liked him or not, because would he not have corrected his eyes?
You make a fair point. Perhaps he keeps it like that to remind him of his humanity.
Maybe.
And he pronounces everything so crisply.
There's a lot of received pronunciation in this story.
Oh, good Lord, yes.
Especially with Ronson as well.
Hey, later on in this series, we find out who Hugh is and why he's referred to in the plural. We'll tell you when we get to that episode. I think it's episode 6. Could be.
Maybe 5.
Possibly. Val's all mutated. It's the breakfast cereal wars, isn't it?
I love that line. We'll find out what's different by autopsy.
Again, this is not Barry Letts Who, even though he commissioned the script.
No.
Corridors. David Maloney made a point of getting this lit properly.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit darker. On top of
Claustrophobic.
that, he also made his shooting of the Daleks very. So they're always, well, not always, but very often in silhouette or in darkness, partially.
Shadow, yeah. Yeah.
And it works. It works so well. Platform lift 7. Boing. And action, boy. Oh, hello, here comes World War One.
Yes, indeed. All that ammunition they're wasting.
Very much so. They were told to conserve it, weren't they?
They were.
Oh,
Maybe. Do you think maybe this is the only vaguely habitable area of the planet that's left?
very possibly, depending what happens. I mean, the neutron bomb hasn't gone off yet.
No, but the rest of the planet, if they're living here and this is bad, the rest of it must surely be, because otherwise they could presumably be calling in resources from all over the place.
Well, there's the Sea of Ooze. I mean, they could ask for help from Darren.
They could. Poor Darren.
Poor Darren. Oh, here we go.
What I like as well is that I know they're using proper old props from human history, but apart from the bunker guards, none of the soldiers have the same guns. It's a mishmash. It's whatever they can find and get hold of.
Hang on, I'm watching young Sarah do this. Sorry, watch School Reunion. Oh, I like the smoking effect.
Yes,
I've got to admit. What the hell's going on down there to cause that? It's a bouncy thing. Have fun. Bye.
You'll be missed.
Oh, very good. Very good. I love that shot.
That's fantastic.
It's brilliant.
Ah, here we go.
Yeah.
Now, I have a dilemma here
Yeah.
because this is an etheric beam locator.
Yes.
I can buy one of these on eBay.
Right. Have you ever
It's
detected
£75.
any etheric beams?
It's actually I can't remember what exactly it's for.
It's fitted on a dome, which you can put on your chest.
but it's a genuine piece of very old scientific equipment that they've obviously called an etheric beam locator.
Yeah.
But I can get one. I have one in my eBay watch list.
Yeah, you can't though. It's too expensive. You can't justify it just for that. I mean, you got some great props, but it worries me that I recognise them. Here, blue egg thingy. Yeah, Davros's virus container from Resurrection.
Yes.
Mutos, intelligent mutos. What exactly are mutos? I love this speech.
Yes.
Mutos are the scarred relics of ourselves.
The music behind it.
Monsters created by the chemical weapons used in the first century of this war. I'm going to do the whole thing. They were banished to the wastelands where they scavenge like animals.
We must keep the Khaled race pure.
Again, hinting to the Khaled Council.
Yes.
It's a thought. That's how they could have sold it to them, you know.
Yeah?
Your views are not important. I believe there's a Facebook group named that, isn't there?
Yes, there is, where we quote Genesis of the Daleks at people.
And that's the only reason for it. It's a bit like, oi, Ari, customer. You'll note at the order. Oh, here we go.
And here again, we see the power of the elite over the main dome.
I don't think he's... Is he main dome? Is he in the main dome? He must be.
I think we are at this point, yes.
Yeah, he must be. It must be the main dome.
We're actually underground, but I think it links to the main dome.
Because it's the same place where the Doctor addresses the council, and Ravon's there for that.
Yes.
Order specifies midnight. Alistair Locke does a brilliant Peter Miles. I mean, they were friends.
Bring the prisoners.
That's brilliant. I watched him in a play, and he played this It's later than the Inquisition, but a judgmental priest, and trying to find out about some sort of miscarriage of... There was lusting. And it was Pete Miles. It was wonderful. Take off your top!
Well, did you
For
get wet?
God's sake!
Here we go.
Yep, very much so. She's back in camera again.
Back in the studio,
Yep.
yeah.
Ooh, what's she seeing? There's a very strange jump for this. The second episode doesn't start with a recap. Garman!
Yes, indeed. Yes, you're right. There is no recap. It leads straight on.
And notice the gun of the Dalek is a different noise
Yes,
to
that
later.
too. But I guess Davros has tinkered with
And
it.
is that a moment that lives in history? Because it's the first time we see a ray come out of a Dalek gun. David Maloney was very proud of that. Look at
As
it.
he should be.
It's the wrong colour. Should have been Spiridon colours, but I say that about every Dalek.
Nah, this is perfect Dalek.
It's a bit too gloss paint.
Exterminate.
The weaponry is perfect. Now we can begin. That is a great cliffhanger. I mean, all right, it is the Terry Nation, the stock Terry Nation Dalek cliffhanger, but it's done with a lot of panache there.
Done with aplomb.
Aplomb, yes. Aplomb. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yes. It went by
Even
very
though I
quickly.
couldn't hear it, I enjoyed it. It does. It does. When we do the new series reactions on Wednesdays, it whooshes past. It's amazing. So there we go. That's episode 1. We're not going to do episode 2. That's next week, probably.
Next week.
It's next week. Tomorrow night, we've got the role-playing game. That'll be streamed. Star Wars role-playing game. Sunday night, Doc Simpson will be joining us for the Flashing Blade podcast proper, where we'll be discussing Genesis of the Daleks, amongst other things. Star 1 and Warship as well as the Blake 7 stuff.
Star 1.
You know Star 1.
No, did you do the Keeper?
We've done Keeper, yeah. Had Bruce Purchase in it. What's not to like? Yeah, so there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Tune in again on this YouTube channel, or Twitch stream indeed, for part 2 next week.
Same Who channel, same Who time.
Oh, that was bad. I'm so sorry.